Greetings, beloveds. I'm so grateful to be here with you at this really, I think it's got to be my favorite time of year of Bealtaine. And I mean, our ancestors. So the moment that we come into this sacred space together, we're automatically communing and connecting with our ancestors and all the beloveds that have honored this sacred and special time for thousands of years. And I love to just live in harmony with nature and to look to her, look to Mother Earth as to what she is embodying at this time. And at this time, you look out, and of course, it's a beautiful day here today in Ireland and has been. So that really helps us step into this time of this fire time of Bealtaine, right? Beltaine, teine, which is fire. So it means bright flame, bright fire, or godly one. So when we look out to nature, she is just in all of her glory and beauty and sovereignty. And you know, if you look, it's a time where all the plants are actually showing their sexual organs, right? So it is a very, and you know, it's all about this time of fire, passion, and heat within us. So it really is a very sensual, a festival of sexual expression, you know, and fire and the bonfires. And it really is about this inner harmony, right, of the divine sacred union of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within all of us. We all have feminine and masculine. And you know, in the womb, for the first number of months, there was absolutely no difference between like when a baby is in vitro is growing in the womb. Like it's only in the last few months that definition between the divine feminine and the divine masculine in the physical comes in. So this is a really powerful time to really just look within ourselves and really look to, is that inner union there one of equality and balance? Because nature is always inviting us and guiding us back into balance. I know I'm being guided daily to awaken to that inner balance. You know, I love to take that time to really look at, you know, that wheel of life where it's kind of, you know, our own self-care, spiritual practice. And I don't really think just when we're meditating or doing yoga, that's our spiritual practice. I think it's just an embodiment and it's a lifestyle and it's a way of being and it's an expression of who we are. But then there's like our work, our family, our romantic relationships, our socializing, our relationships, you know, our soul family, you know, the practical care of houses and cars and all those things that we need to. And so nature is always guiding us, inviting us back into finding that balance and harmony. And living with the Celtic wheel, it invites us, and I know for me personally, day in and day out, to not live in that hustle environment and instead just really settle into that aligning, you know, because I think busyness is something that people really pride themselves on these days. And what is nature constantly inviting us to do is to come back into harmony within ourselves and be human beings. So what I'd love to do today is I would love to take us on just a really brief meditation, a Bealtaine meditation. And then I'd love to talk about some practices and rituals because Bealtaine Eve is on the 30th of April. So I love to do our gatherings a little bit early because that way we can talk about some of the rituals and the practices and then, you know, embody these practices, you know, throughout the year, but especially over this time of Bealtaine. And if you look on the Celtic wheel, you know, this point of Bealtaine, we're halfway in between the spring equinox and the summer solstice, right? And it's exactly across from Samhain on the wheel. So it's a really special time where the veils are thin, very thin to the other worlds. So that's where the hawthorn tree comes in because that's a gateway to the other worlds and where we can really connect with the Tuatha the mythical race that were here long before the humans were. And they just kind of were like, okay, we'll make space for the humans, but we have this amazing support when we take the time to connect with the Tuatha. And I like to embody the time of the Celtic wheel, and really kind of model, what was happening. So, and I love to honor the goddesses. So the goddess very much so, and I love to work with the Irish goddesses, is goddess Maeve, Queen Maeve. And she is the goddess of sovereignty. Like that goddess, it's like the archetypes of these goddesses come into our lives to teach us, so to teach us to really step into our sensual selves, our sexual selves. Like, so, this is a practice that I really honor. And so for all of us, it's a different expression, but for me, it's very much so just being in my divine feminine, really, doing this conscious, gentle movement, beautiful touch, self-touch, I love to be in circle with women. I love to chant. I love, a lot of these practices really allow me to be in, my sensuality. And so Goddess Maeve, she's very much so known as the goddess of sex, right? And really honoring the beauty and the sacredness of that within that relationship with ourselves and in divine union. There was a lot of marriages at this time. A lot of people would come together. And really, if we look at Bealtaine from our ancestors, right, we have that time of the autumn equinox, which is the letting go, the leaves, are being letting go from the trees. And then we move into Samhain, which is, really looking at that shadow aspect of ourselves. The veil is thin, then we go into the winter solstice, and that's like deep reflection. It's like the slumber, the inwards, the retreating, the dreaming. And then, we come into Imbolc, when we start to waken up again. We start to just little snowdrops emerging. And then, of course, the spring equinox, things start to blossom. And now at this time of Bealtaine, it's like sovereignty, it's like power. Because as we move later on in the summer, obviously we have the summer solstice, but then we get to the time of Lunasa, like the earth is tired, it's like burnt, everything's hot. Whereas this time, everything is in abundance. And I love to forage, so I have my tea here, which I literally drink liters and liters of this all day long. And what this is just out in my backyard and all the forests around. I pick the nettles, and I always ask, is that okay? The cleavers, the ones that stick to you, they are amazing for you. And then just dandelion leaves, and I just pop them all in my bodum and just drink it all day long. So it's incredible for the immune. So my invitation to you is to really get outside, be outside at this time. So I'd love for us all just to do a gentle grounding and centering and connection with this time of Bealtaine. And then after that, I'd love to talk about some rituals. So I'm just going to invite everyone, all of you beloveds, just gently close your eyes. And just bring your awareness to that beautiful heart center of yours. And then just take a deep inhale into your heart. And exhale. So just inviting yourself to be fully present here, in body, mind, and spirit. I'm just going to invite you to bring that softness to your body. So anywhere that you feel tightness, your jaw, shoulders, lower back, we're just going to take some more deep cleansing breaths. And I'm going to invite you to really bring the breath to the areas of your body that need it the most. So whenever you're ready, we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And as we inhale, we're going to draw the energy, this abundant, sensual, sovereign energy from the heart of Mother Earth, from Eru, the goddess of the land. So whenever you're ready, we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And inhaling your breath, just feel it rising up from the heart of the earth, and just feel it rising up through your body, and feel it rising all the way up to the crown of your head. And then just holding your breath there at your crown and just allowing that energy to build. Feel that fire within you, that passion, that light within you. And then whenever you're ready with a big exhale, just exhaling your breath all the way out. Exhaling your breath all the way out, just letting it out. Beautiful. Then we're going to take another deep, deep inhale. Whenever you're ready, just same, inhaling the breath. Inhaling. Beautiful, just rising your breath up, 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 and just allowing it to go anywhere in the body that it needs to, in your energy field, your auric field, all the way up to the crown of your head, and then just holding your breath for a moment, holding, and then whenever you're ready, just exhaling your breath all the way out, all the way out. Beautiful. Let's take another deep inhale. Inhaling your breath up, 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 rising up within you. Bringing your breath up to the crown of your head. Just holding your breath, holding, and then whenever you're ready, just beautiful. And then just notice how you're feeling. Just bringing your awareness to how you're feeling emotionally, mentally, physically, and energetically. Without judgment, with compassion. Just allowing yourself to be the observer. And then just to really ground our energy down, we're just going to send the energy down from the base of our spine, from our root, out the soles of our feet, and just send it deep down to the heart of Mother Earth, of Eru, Gaia, deep, deep down. And just allowing your heart and her heart to merge. Just feeling that beautiful, deep connection, which is your birthright. And when we, it's like we look at the Celtic wheel, we look to nature. We look for guidance. When we look out at the trees, their roots are going deep, deep down, and they don't even dare reach up to the light until the roots are down. So just plant your roots down and feel that heart connection with Mother Earth. Feel your heartbeat and her heartbeat aligning. And from that place, allowing that beautiful grounding, centering, nurturing energy to fill up every single cell of your being. Allow that nourishment. And at the same time, you're giving that to her. It's just this beautiful exchange. And when we talk about that sacred marriage between the divine feminine and divine masculine, we are talking about that yin and yang, that balance in our giving and receiving. Yeah, so beautiful. So we're going to keep that connection, and that is your birthright, to have every moment of every day. So whether you can sit out under a tree, which I recommend daily, being by the beach, these beautiful wells, or whether you're on the 100th floor of an apartment, you can still ground your energy. Anywhere you are. Mother Nature, the earth, belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to any of us. We all get to the honor of being with her. So now we're just going to invite our energy up while still keeping the roots there, just this really beautiful, grounded, centered energy with this deep sense of belonging. Because in order for us at this time on the planet, this time of Bealtaine, and of course today is so powerful, it's this Venus conjunction. As we're moving into this eclipse season, on Saturday is the new moon. this first eclipse, to be grounded is really, really vitally important. We're human beings. We're these spirits having this human experience, but an important part of that is being grounded, feeling the earth beneath us. So we're just going to allow that beautiful energy to flow up through our bodies and see it like this beautiful yellow light. Feel it entering in through the soles of your feet, in through the base of your spine. And feel it now at that first energy point, also known as the root chakra. And feel this beautiful light, this golden yellow light. And this chakra is all about knowing that we belong. That is your birthright to feel safe, to feel grounded, to feel fully in your bodies, in your beautiful sacred temples. And we're going to move up to the second chakra, the sacral, and bringing that beautiful light there. And this chakra is very much so, all of the energy points connect back to Bealtaine, but this is the sensual, the area of creation. And you are a creator of your own life and of allowing that beautiful creative energy just to flow through you like a river. So I want to really invite you to feel that light, that golden light there, and allow the power, so much energy, to fill you up from the inside out. And making this, this beautiful promise to yourself, to allow yourself to be in that creative expression, your beautiful sacred sensuality, knowing your own beauty, honoring your beauty inside and out. And then moving up to your solar plexus, that third chakra above the belly button. And this really is the point of Bealtaine, right? So bringing that beautiful yellow light there. And feeling this is the area of sharing our light, of sovereignty. And what does sovereignty mean? Being the queen and the king of our own lives. Speaking our truth, having our healthy boundaries, knowing our worth, and expressing from that place. So feel that illumination there, and that is really where a lot of, source is flowing through us, around us, within us all. But this is a really powerful point that energy comes in and emanates from. So just feel into that. And then moving up to your beautiful hearts. And everything comes from this place of the heart. The Om Mani Padme Hum. Your beautiful hearts. So bring that warm yellow golden light up here. And allow whatever healing, and because this is a time of fire, it really is the heart, right? So allow that forgiveness in. This is a powerful time to know our truth, to know our true heart's desires, and sometimes in order for them to come to fruition, healing needs to happen. Healing of the heart, healing of the mother wound at this time, of the father wound, that divine union within us. Forgiveness of ourselves. So let's just take a moment here to offer forgiveness. It's a beautiful practice and ultimately creates freedom. And then moving up to your throat, bringing that beautiful light up there. That beautiful yellow golden light. And that clearing so you, beloved, can come from this sovereign space of speaking your truth. of knowing what you have to say matters. You matter. That is your birthright. To speak your truth, to share, to sing, to speak the poetry that's within you. And then moving up to your third eye, bringing that beautiful light there, that seeing the unseen, that intuitive center, and all of that is, every part of you is that. But the third eye, the spiritual eye, being able to see that energy, really awakening your connection. And then moving up to your crown, feeling that beautiful golden light there. And feeling your connection to Source. Evoking that connection of your highest self, which is always, always, always there for you. But at the same time, we want to consciously make that connection. To just take a moment to look into the eyes of your highest self as your highest self gazes back in. And you are guided every single step of the way by your highest self. As long as you listen, you are guided every single step of the way. And sometimes we don't listen and we take some steps in a different direction, and then we come back to listening and we come back into balance. So just allowing this beautiful white light from Source just to flow down and around you. As we've evoked this sacred space, and we can evoke that support of our ancestors, always from a heavenly realm, from the highest good. And I'd love to evoke the presence of Maeve, Goddess Maeve. The sun goddess, the queen, the sovereign goddess, the goddess of fertility, abundance, of sensuality and sexuality, and finding the healing of whatever is needed at this time. Allow yourself to be in, bask in that beautiful energy. And then I'm just going to invite us all to float our hands to our heart center. And I'd love for you to declare, as this is the time of honoring pleasure. So what joy, passion, your truest heart's desires, and knowing what they are and being honest. Sometimes we don't even admit or to ourselves what our truest heart desire is. So let's just take a moment here in silence to really allow that inner knowing to come through of what that is. And sometimes it's just a matter, I know for myself, of just getting in my own way to allow that in. So taking a deep inhale and exhale. That was so beautiful getting to go on this journey with you. Thank you for being there, being here. So I'm going to invite you to be really present, and the element of this time is definitely fire. So I'd love to talk about, as we have this beautiful sacred container open, this time that our ancestors, so really, it's like society puts all these things on us, it's got to be a good girl, got to be a good boy, all this stuff. And, our ancestors used to say, like, for these 3 days of Bealtaine, it was like anything goes. A lot of babies were conceived over this time period, but it was very much so time to just be really raw and primal about what it is. What are those truest heart's desires? And are you going to honor and listen to what those truest heart's desires are within you? Are you going to stay, I think that we so easily, and I know it myself, we put ourselves in these really unnecessary prisons. Like, I can't do this, I can only do this amount of this, oh, this brings a lot of joy, I can only do a bit of this. And, we're rigid. And so I'm going to invite you to look to yourself. What is it that awakens you, that brings you to joy, brings you to pleasure? And bring that alive and cultivate that within yourself. So some traditions that our ancestors used to do is the eve of Bealtaine is the 30th, right? So right at the new moon, right at the eclipse, and the hawthorn tree, I love the hawthorn tree, is the tree of the Tuatha and a gateway to the other worlds, and very much so, like they call it the healing tree, the wishing tree. And we're so blessed. They're all over Ireland, and they're just in their bounty and beauty at this time. So so go sit under a Bealtaine tree and ask for guidance if you haven't got the guidance, or the intentions of what it is that you're ready to step into. So Bealtaine is, so a lot, you can, if you have a hawthorn tree close by, so one of the traditions they would do is decorate a Bealtaine tree, right? So you can hang, and when it comes to any of these trees, if we want to put anything on the tree, it's got to be eco and environmentally friendly, because otherwise it can damage the tree. And one of the offerings used to be milk, and they found out that that's really detrimental for the tree. So it can be kind of linens or more natural, or it could be just dressing the tree in beautiful flowers and any kind of beautiful natural fabrics. And then just dancing around the tree. You could do it with your beautiful, magnificent self, or you can gather your sisters and brothers and create your own festival. I love, by the way, Ishnok does the most incredible Beltane festival, and it's on May 7th. Incredible site, and just an amazing festival where it's alive there. So I highly recommend. And then the other is the fire, the bonfires. So the fire has the ability to transmute energy. It has the ability to burn away that and to bring alive that passion. So I'm going to invite you to work with the flame, work with the fire. The smoke has the ability to clear things away. So our ancestors very much so create bonfires. And, they would do 2 bonfires. A lot of the time they take the cattle and stuff, the livestock, through the 2 fires, because they would say that it would burn away, it would bring abundance, like fertility to the livestock and just good health. Couples would jump over the bonfire, as a way of bringing harmony to the relationship. So whether it's a bonfire, or you work with the fire in your, fireplace in your own home, or a candle, like it's all working with the fire element. And what is it you want to activate and bring alive within yourself? So dressing the tree, doing the bonfire, and then the last ritual I'd love to share with you is on the eve of Bealtaine, which is April 30th. People would adorn and dress their front doors or windows and stuff with beautiful yellow flowers or red flowers for the colour of Bealtaine. It could be gorse. We want to be really mindful with the hawthorn tree, like very gentle, with all trees. But the month of May, if there's little sprigs and stuff, especially ones that have fallen, that's fine. But decorating your doorways, or it's like a beautiful offering to do that for a neighbour or an elderly person, and it brings abundance and bounty and all that incredible energy that Bealtaine has. And then I'm just going to invite you, if with a partner, practice that, intimacy, that's sexual and sensual intimacy, where it's just being present with each other and gazing into each other's eyes, practice that intimacy with yourself, with beautiful touch and beautiful movement. So all of these are ways to just open up and step more deeply into all the magnificence that you are and the sacredness of this time. So it was amazing being with you all, and I love getting to share with you all. And you can, if you want to, I have a podcast. It's all on the joinamandasophia.com website. I have a priestess podcast and a feng shui podcast. They're my 2 things that I love to share about. So Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I would love to connect, love to hear from you. And we open sacred space, so I would love to take some time to close it. Just take a moment. You know, when we open that sacred container, we want to make sure we close it. Just like when we invite somebody into our home, like we would say goodbye when they're leaving. So just taking a nice deep inhale and exhale. And just by closing our eyes and going inwards. I'd like to give deep thanks and reverence to all of you for being here, to our ancestors that showed up here today. I felt the energy of the Tuatha of Goddess Maeve. There's many other beautiful fire sun gods, Bridges and Anya and Grania, giving deep thanks for their presence and the wisdom that they share with us. So just closing this sacred space in the energy of love and light and truth and compassion and kindness for the highest good of all. Thank you. Gumeke. Thank you, beloveds. So beautiful to be with you all. Sending lots and lots of love to you and light as you honor and celebrate this sacred time of Bealtaine.